Welcome back. It is Sunday, July 21st, and the MLB. Our five best bets are on the way. It is Austin, joined by Logan. Let's dive into a recap of yesterday. A 2-2 day, losing a little bit of juice, a little bit of frustrating one. We had Justin Robleski's under and earned runs. He didn't give up a single earned run. Very easy. Ohtani over in bases, sweat free. Our two losers are a little frustrating, though. Braves minus a half, first five. Kyle Gibson masterclass. I mean, what the heck was that? I mean, we lost that one because the Braves were tied 0-0. I mean, there's no worse way to lose a first five and something like that. And the Mariners' first five money line, they lost it 1-0. We could have taken a 0-0. We got our money back, but no, 1-0 loss. And what do you think they did in the bottom of the sixth? 2-run homer. You love to see that, but either way, a 2-2 day, lose a little bit of juice. Really like the reads yesterday. Did go our way, but a 2-2 day is not going to kill us. Hopefully, you guys are having a great weekend Sunday. A lot of early games starting today. We got 5 picks. I'll start with the one that starts the latest. So if you are watching this video after some games have started, this one's a pretty late start, Sunday Night Baseball. And where am I heading now to? Well, it's going to be a guy by the name of James Paxton. I love his under 2.5 earned runs, which currently actually plus money, plus 100 on Bet365. Now, I have no idea where this line moves throughout the day. It could get better value, could get worse value. At the end of the day, it's going to stay at 2.5. And if you get better value, good, take it. Now, we've talked about this yesterday. We're going to continue to fade the Red Sox when they're facing a lefty. They have to show me they can hit a lefty before I stop taking a lefty's under and earned runs. We talked about Justin Robleski. He hadn't looked good through 2 starts. What did he do yesterday? He cooked the Red Sox. I mean, they had some opportunities, but this is just a team really struggling against lefties. Now, if you're just looking at the lines in this one, Paxton's under and outs is 15.5, juiced at minus 150. So, like I talked about with Robleski yesterday, they really don't want to run Paxton into the ground, given how many injuries they've had. But also, Dave Roberts, their manager, doesn't really like seeing the starter go a third time through the order. So we saw, Robleski get taken out early. Wouldn't be shocked if Paxton comes out early here too. But at the same time, if they think he only goes 5 innings, well, let's look at the Red Sox first 5 team total. It's 2.5, but it's like plus 110, plus 120. So the fact we're getting an under 2.5 earned runs at plus 100, we can afford errors and stuff. I'll take a stab here. Now, as I talked about, the Red Sox struggling against lefties in July. 132 batting average with a 12 WRC plus with lefties, against lefties with runners in scoring position. So even when they get guys on, struggling. But just in general, 192, third lowest, with a 46 WRC plus versus lefties in July. They've just really been struggling, and they didn't help themselves yesterday against Robleski in his third career start. But you look at this, the last 5 lefty starters, 2, 1, 1, 1, and 0 earned runs against this team. 1, 1, 1. Either way, they've all gone under. And look, at the end of the day, Robleski's not the best guy in the world, and neither is James Paxton. But James Paxton is serviceable. You look at Paxton on the year, 4.38 ERA. At home, a little bit better, 2.67. He does have a walk problem. He'll walk some guys here and there, but if he wants to walk around the scary bets, go for it. But Paxton at home been pretty good, and he's been under this line in 10 of 17 starts, 4 of 6 at home. And I think he'll pitch decently today. Look, will he give them some opportunities? Yes, but the Red Sox have struggled with those runners in scoring position pretty much all series. The yesterday's game went over, but it wasn't really due to them getting those timely hits a ton. I mean, they ended up losing in extras. And if you look at Paxton, he's been allowing a 295 batting average with runners in scoring position. Not great, but with 2 outs, that crucial last out, only a 107 batting average allowed. Look, I'm going to trust Paxton here. Is he my favorite pitcher in the world? No, but neither was Justin Robleski, and he was a lefty, and he, did his thing against them. Does Paxton have to pitch efficient today? No, walk guys. I don't care. Just get those timely outs when we need them and give up less than 2.5 earned runs, and that's going to be a cash to wrap up the day on Sunday Night Baseball. I love this James Paxton under plus 100. Give it to me, James Paxton. We're counting on you. But Logan, got a pick for the people. Where are you going?
Yeah, yesterday I got wronged in the first 5. Hell, if I would have taken a first 5 under bet, I would have cashed with these. So I'm taking a first 5 under bet, but it's a different game. Reds and Nationals under 4.5 in the first 5 innings. Minus 105 odds on Bet365 is your best value. I really do like the first 5 under between these two teams. Yesterday, there were 7 of the 9 total runs scored in the first 5. So yesterday, you had the first 5 under. You got cooked relatively quickly. But the starting pitching in this game is much better. We should see a lower game to start in this one. Let's talk about who starts for the Nationals. It's Jake Irvin. 3.49 ERA, 1.11 whip. Solid numbers for Jake Irvin. He's a guy I've backed before, and I've had success doing it. Irvin is coming off 2 uncharacteristically bad starts of 6 earned runs in each of the last 2 games. The All-Star break came at a good time for him, because if you're struggling like that, You gotta sit down. You gotta figure out what's working, what's not working. Jake Irvin today will come out sharper against the Reds today, and the Reds are only hitting 167 on the road against righties this month. Those aren't numbers that I feel comfortable backing the Reds bats at all. They could go cold against Jake Irvin. I live in a world where I see that actually happening today. Irvin's last 5 starts at home, 1.78 ERA. He's only allowed 0-2, 0-4, and 0 earned runs. A lot of the times he's shutting out teams. I will go ahead and take that all day long. I think he performs well against the Cincinnati Reds bats. And then on the other side, who's starting for the Reds, it's Andrew Abbott, the lefty. 3.39 ERA, 1.21 whip for Andrew Abbott. Like Jake Irvin, Abbott entered the All-Star game kind of limping. He had a 5 earned run game against the Marlins. No one saw that one coming. I like his spot to bounce back in this one again, coming off the All-Star break, pretty rested. He's been solid with a 3.26 ERA on the road, which is good because pitching at Great American Ballpark can kind of inflate your ERA a little bit. But he's pitched pretty solidly on the road. And in July, the Nats hitting 242 against lefties. That's 16th in the majors. So they're only about middle of the pack against lefties. They're not like top 5 or anything kind of crazy like that. But what I also like about Andrew Abbott and why I feel very comfortable backing him is with runners in scoring position, he's only allowing a 169 batting average. Now with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position, he's only allowing a 175 batting average. Sub 200 in both those categories, I'll take a shot at him performing today any day of the week, especially knowing the type of Nats lineup that we're going to get. The Nationals are not a power lineup. Andrew Abbott has struggled. He's given up his fair share of home runs this year. He's going to make them work to get those hits with runners in scoring position. Play a little bit of small ball. That's where the Nats have success. Well, Andrew Abbott's the pitcher to counter that. I really do like his matchup today. I like both starting pitcher matchups. Whatever happens in the bullpen, I don't care. I like the first 5 under, get in, get out, get a quick little winner through 5 innings. Love that as my pick, one of my picks today. Austin, what else you got?
Just like you, I also have a first 5 pick, and I also have a first 5 under. Well, it could go wrong, but I really like this one, and I'm going to talk about it right now. Going to White Sox and Royals under 4.5 in the first 5 innings. Same pick as Logan, but obviously in a different game. Minus 110 on Caesars. Like Logan talked about, you should get the same. The lines aren't going to change for first 5 unders. Now, we've had some bad luck on some first 5 picks, and I will put a note here. If this one doesn't cash, I'm probably not taking another first 5 pick until August. So I'll stick to my player props and things like that. But I really like this spot. Now, we'll start with Seth Lugo, who's projected to start for the Royals. Now, on the year, Lugo's been pretty good. 2.48 ERA and a 1.09 whip. He, kind of like Abbott, kind of like Irvin, coming off a terrible start going into the All-Star break, did pitch decently in the All-Star game, one inning and had 2 hits, 0 earned run. Whatever. But his last start technically was in Fenway Park, and he got rocked. And we've talked with the Red Sox, a really good team against right-handed pitching. He gave up 5 earned runs. I expect him to be better here. And you look at over the last 2 weeks, the White Sox have not really been an offense. You're like, oh no, I'm scared to fade them. 203 batting average, 63 WRC plus versus righties. They're also pretty bad with runners in scoring position too. And Lugo's been exceptional with runners in scoring position. 191 batting average, 133 with 2 outs. This is a guy that I expect to pitch pretty decently. And if he does get into some jams, which could happen, I expect him to pitch out of those jams like he's done all year. I think this likely comes down to Drew Thorpe, who is projected to start for the White Sox. Now, Thorpe, so far, if you were to back some White Sox pitchers this series, well, you've been getting cooked because those guys have been rocked. Chris Flexen, 7 earned runs in game 1 of the series. The man walked 5 guys. He was clearly not making location. And then Jonathan Cannon yesterday, a little bit better, 4 earned runs, didn't pitch well. We don't want one of those starts, but I like Drew Thorpe here. Now, if you're looking at Drew Thorpe's strikeout prop, you'll be like, what the hell? 2.5? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what his line is. But that's because Drew Thorpe doesn't get strikeouts, which is honestly something I'm okay with. I don't need him going out there and chasing Ks, walking guys, wild pitches, things like that. Drew Thorpe gets the ball in the zone and he makes you hit it, but he's been inducing a lot of light contact. And also, the Royals are not a team that strike out a ton. So I don't really want to back a guy that's banking on strikeouts. I instead want to back a guy like Drew Thorpe, who, knock on wood, has been a guy that's just been counting on getting those easy ground balls and getting those easy outs. And we've seen Thorpe so far this year, 3.58 ERA and a 1.04 whip. He had a bad start in his second start versus the Diamondbacks, but his last 4 have been really good. 0, 2, 1, and 2 earned runs. Something you gotta love, getting the timely outs. 158 batting average allowed with runners in scoring position, 154 with 2 outs. He's been really good. And like I said, this is the guy inducing that soft contact. 98th percentile on average exit velocity. That's how the ball comes off the the batter's bat. 86th percentile on both barrel percentage and hard hit percentage. When we see this Royals lineup cooking teams like Flexen or cooking Jonathan Cannon, because they're getting those hard contact. We saw Bobby Witt Jr. here. I swear Bobby didn't even have to swing at a baseball. He was just running around the bases wherever he felt like stopping. At the end of the day, I think Drew Thorpe will have a decent shot against him. We don't need him to be lights out like he has been the last 4 starts. If he wants to, go for it. But I think he pitches decently. I think Lugo pitches decently. And I think the White Sox have a secret, a scary chance of maybe covering in this game. I mean, if you've been betting Royals -1.5, you haven't even had a drop of sweat the last 2 games. I just feel like that doesn't happen where you get 3 straight no sweat games for just a big, heavy favorite to cover the run line. I think the White Sox got a chance, but I'm not backing the White Sox to cover +1.5. No shot. I instead hope for a lower scoring game. If they want to cover, go for it. But I really like this under 4.5 in the first 5. But Logan, you got a basis prop for us. I really like this one. It's not Shohei Ohtani, but I heard this guy's pretty decent.
Yeah, who could it be? Let's stop and think about it. If you've been watching the videos, you know Logan's on the screen. He's given a basis prop. Yeah, it's probably Trey Turner, and it is Trey Turner, over 1.5 total bases, -110 odds on BetMGM. Yeah, we're back on the Trey train. All aboard. Choo choo. Let's get Trey back on track, because yesterday he went hitless, and in every July game so far this season, Trey has followed up a hitless game with cashing his over in total bases. Let's keep that streak going once again today. Trey's a bounce back guy, and against lefties, Trey is hitting .313 this month. He's great for base props. I mean, this is what he does. This is why we pick him. He's 15th percentile in walk percentage. I swear, you want to get guys who don't walk for base props. Trey does not walk. I've seen him try to be pitched around, and he's still swinging. He's aggressive like that. We like that. 73rd percentile in hard hit percentage, 84th percentile in expected batting average, 81st percentile in expected slugging. All of those numbers are good for hard hit, extra base hits in the gap, any type of stuff like that. He's facing Marco Gonzalez today of the Pirates. He throws 3 main pitches to righties: cutter, changeup, four-seam. Trey batting .600, .400, and .280 respectively versus those pitches from lefties this season. He's seeing all those pitches really well. He should be able to get hits. I could see it again. The great thing we love about Trey, one of them could be an infield single. He's fast enough to beat that out. Gonzalez also allowing a .288 batting average to right-handed batters this year. And Gonzalez pitched against the Phillies in April. Trey had a double in the first inning. I mean, heck, I'd love a duplicate of that. Trey Turner's been great to our bankroll, and we're gonna trust him to bounce back and not have 2 hitless games in a row. Hopefully, he does cash the 1.5 bases for us. Love that as my play. But Austin, your third and final pick. Where are you going for it?
For our fifth and final pick of the day, my third and final one. Sadly, no Nerfies recently, but don't worry, Nerfy Nation will fly the flag soon. We just really don't like them on Sunday. So over, the last 2 that we have kind of leaned a bit, so maybe we're still dialed in on Nerfies. However, this is a 2-leg parlay. It is not the parlay of the day, although maybe we're trying to get those dialed in as we do those Monday through Friday, so we'll have one tomorrow. This one is a 2-legger, and I like both of these 2 legs, and let's talk about it. We got first leg, Marcus Stroman, under 2.5 earned runs. And then the second leg, Miles Mikolas, 4+ hits allowed, -102 on DraftKings parlay together. Obviously, I know Mikolas's hits allowed prop is not 4 or 3.5. I know it's sitting at around 5.5, and heck, the books opened it at 6.5. But I like this 2-leg combination. If you maybe don't have the ability to do this 2-leg, and maybe you're like, Austin, I can only take the 5.5 hits allowed for Mikolas. I personally don't love it. But you can do that. Or if you just want to lay a little bit of juice on the under 2.5 earned runs here for Stroman, that was about -150. I personally just didn't want to take and lay -150 on Stroman, whereas I feel like Mikolas gives up those hits. And that's something he's done a lot this season. Mikolas, 4+ hits allowed in 18 of his 20 starts. He's first percentile in whiff percentage, 16th in expected batting average, and 28th in hard hit percentage. I mean, he's been pretty bad. He also has 4+ hits allowed in 6 straight games versus the Braves, including 9 and 8 last year versus them. Obviously, their lineup's a lot different than last year because, they don't have Michael Harris out there, Ronald Acuna Jr., but I still am confident that they'll be able to get their hits up on Mikolas. I believe 15 of the last 15 right-handed starters to face the Braves, 12 of them gave up 4 or more hits. The most recent one that didn't was Kyle Gibson. That was a Kyle Gibson legacy game. I don't think Miles Mikolas is doing that. I think they get their opportunities today. Then they get 4+ hits allowed, and we need that. Now let's move on to Marcus Stroman, who should be the main reason this one wins or loses. Hopefully, if we lose on the Miles Mikolas one, I'm going to be angry, and I probably won't touch another hits allowed prop for probably until maybe August, maybe never again. Now, on Friday, I talked about how bad the Rays have been against righties. Yesterday, you didn't hear me talk about the Rays because they faced the lefty and Nestor Cortez, and they hit a home run derby. I mean, it felt like the home run derby was a few days late. However, we've talked with him before, and we're going to take a righty here until the Rays figure out how to hit a righty. Now, Stroman, is he my favorite guy to back? No, but 3.51 ERA and a 1.32 whip. He's serviceable. And he just pitched against the Rays, and he did not have his A game. 7 hits and 2 walks. When you see a guy give up 7 hits and 2 walks, you're like, Austin, we're probably in a bad spot. No, he only gave 1 earned run, so he cashed this prop. He didn't look good, but I expect him to be a little bit better today. And heck, if he wants to do the same thing, I'll take it because it still cashes the under and earned runs. But Strom has been really good getting those timely outs. 152 batting average with runners in scoring position, 116 with 2 outs. He just has to limit the home runs, a problem that Nestor Cortez had yesterday, and a problem that Stroman's had a little bit at home this season. But if he can do that, I'll take my chances here. Like I talked about, the Rays struggling against righties. The last 19 right-handed starters to face them, only 2 of them gave up more than 2.5 earned runs. So 17 of the last 19 under. Also, I talked about this before. In July, Rays, 208 batting average with a 94 WRC plus versus righties. And in July versus righties with runners in scoring position, look at this, 0.072 batting average with a negative 11 WRC plus. You never see negatives for WRC plus. That's how bad they have been against righties, especially with runners in scoring position. I don't think Stroman's, the best pitcher in the world, but he's been decent at home, just struggling a little bit with those home runs, which hopefully he learned what Nestor Cortez did yesterday and can completely not do that. But I think he will be able to get the job done. A kind of reason I like taking an under and earned runs for a guy like Stroman is we're not counting on Stroman to go 7 innings and give him an ace performance. If Stroman goes 7 innings today, I'm pretty confident he goes under the earned runs because that means he's pitching really efficiently, but that's not Stroman's game. He's wild, erratic. He'll walk some guys here and there or run up the pitch count, which is good for us. With Robleski yesterday, we're in and out. We were done by the 5th inning, which is kind of what I want to see. I don't need Stroman out there going in. Oh, he's got 5 scoreless, but he's only at 50 pitches. Now you got to sweat a 6th, then a 7th, and things like that. No, I'll just take Stroman, go out there, be inefficient, but get us the under 2.5 earned runs. Parlayed with Miles Mikolas, 4+ hits allowed, -102 on DraftKings. Like I said, I don't love Miles Mikolas at 5.5 juiced on the over. I just wouldn't personally take that. If that's your only option, you can maybe do it, but I don't really want to count on the Braves to get us 6 hits, but I think they can get us 4. So I love that 2-leg hit, parlay, not a hit parlay, but Stroman under earned runs, Mikolas 4+ hits allowed. Those are our 5 favorite picks of the day. We hope you have a wonderful Sunday. And if you want to go check out some second channel videos, you certainly can do that. We should have some new second channel videos, maybe breaking down the full slate starting on Monday. Who knows? But go subscribe there. Let's have a great day. Let's go 5-0. We'll see you guys back tomorrow with some more picks. Peace.